We are live. We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing all right.
Awesome.
How about yourself?
Oh, pretty good. How was your trip on Houston the other day?
My trip went really well on Houston. If I could stay out of the way of the white bass, I can
They
knock the
everywhere.
crappie over the head. Yeah,
They are
they're
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said on my post, if you just drop your jig to the bottom of the lake
Yeah. They
and
can
just
hold it
give
on the
it some
bottom.
action, you don't even
Yep.
need electronics for them things.
Yeah.
Yep.
How you been, Jerry? It's been a minute since I've talked to you.
Man, I've been good. You?
Been great. Busy.
Is that any better on the echo?
Yeah, I made an
Yep.
adjustment on my end too.
Okay.
So I
Well,
think
I had
we'll
it
make it
sitting
work.
on a little stand there, and sometimes that thing might echo against it. So I just put it on another stand there. So hopefully won't be too bad.
No, I think we'll be all right. It's nowhere near as bad as what it was. I'll tell you
All
that.
right, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Man, every week we do these lives. You know how it is. It's always
Something. Always.
Oh man,
How's fishing been up there?
man, Fort's fishing really good. I mean, it's catching some really good quality and kind of catch fish everywhere. I went out today and actually ran up north and gotten some like 22, 24 foot. I was by myself, got up there and caught a limit, had 4 or 5 over 2,
Wow.
and no giant fish, 215, 218, stuff like that. But good
that's
fish.
still this time of year. That's some really good fish.
Yeah, it's fishing really good. The black crappie's really taken off. It's amazing. Like for years, we kind of cussed them because they were all like 8, 9 inches, and now you're catching every trip. You're gonna catch at least a 1.5 pound, but a lot of 11, 12-inch fish. And they're real thick. I love cleaning them. They're thick.
Yeah. They try some really nice fillets.
Yeah, they do, and they fight. So it's kind of changing a little bit. Now you can kind of add that black crappie game into the lake.
Right.
You can go out and actually target them and catch a limit of them if you wanted to.
So down here, all black crappie get really big. So
yeah,
I've always heard you guys say that you don't target the black crappie because they don't have any size. Did they just recently introduce black crappie there, or they just?
No, they've been in here a long time. I don't know what it is. It's frustrating. Every now and then, I've caught some 2-pound blackfish, in the past, but it's a rarity. I don't know why they just don't seem to grow on this lake. If you see a big, like a 3-pounder, it's usually a hybrid. Every one I've seen. The lake record is the biggest. I mean, it's 355, I believe, for white crappie, and it's like, what is it, 396 or something for black crappie. But I'll guarantee if you had to go back, that was probably a hybrid.
Probably a hybrid, right?
Yeah. Every one that I've seen weighed black crappie over 3 was a hybrid. So we actually had a 3-pounder caught, and I don't know if it was a hybrid. It was hard to tell in Crappie Fest about 4 years ago. But that's an oddity. They just you're not going to come to Fork and look for big black crappie. You're still going to target whitefish.
Yeah. I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago, one of my clients caught a 278 black crappie and broke the Lake Houston record.
Man, you seeing them fish Jordan and them are catching in California?
Man, they own them, ain't they?
That's what me and Travis talking about. Like, if you pull your boat, I'll go. I ain't pulling my boat 27 times.
Yeah, that's a drive there, man.
If I could fly out there, rent a boat, and I think I want to try to do that. But driving that, man, that sounds like a beating.
Yeah. You think they'd
Yeah.
have boats over there with live scope, or would you take like a portable?
Jordan last year rented one that had a hummingbird on it, but he carried his live scope and hooked it up
Okay.
on that boat. So
Yeah.
I think you could do that,
Uh-huh.
And the way those fish are setting up, it doesn't really matter. I think it'd be better if it was on a pole. You could actually spot lock and point it, and everybody in the boat could cast at them.
Yeah.
So you don't need you don't have to. It's not like the way we run our boats. Like if I jump out of my boat and jump in Travis's boat or something, his trolling motor's different than mine, and it's hard to chase running fish and fish that way. But if you're just spot locked on them, man,
Yeah.
it wouldn't really matter what kind of boat you had as long as it had some kind of live scope on it where you could see them.
Yeah, they school up a lot over there from the videos that I've seen.
Man, those schools that Jordan and them were showing, I mean, there's thousands of fish in there.
Yeah.
And when they catch one that's little, it's like 2 pounds,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They grow them big over there for sure.
Yeah, I'm jealous so bad. I'd love to go out there.
Yep. It's crazy how different lakes produce fish that just grow like that. I look at, all the lakes that we got down here, man, are just absolutely covered with bait.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a lack of bait that they, or food for them that they don't grow big like that, but I don't know if it's genes or what. I'll tell them to bring a few of them back and just put them in these lakes down here.
So do y'all fish? Y'all ever fish Livingston?
Yeah, we had a tournament over there. About a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
I fished several tournaments there, and which mostly white crappie, what we were catching.
Yep.
And man, I'm trying to think of the creek. If y'all say it, you all
Kickapoo.
Or White Rock.
Kickapoo and White Rock were the two places. We mainly fished Kickapoo.
Yeah.
And man, I always liked that lake. I mean, there was cabins up in the river, up in Kickapoo. Come out, little old ditch, and jump in the creek, and man, they had a lot of fish. We, pretty good quality fish back then.
Yeah. Years ago, that was the number one crappie lake down here, but I don't know what happened. The numbers severely declined on that lake.
Really?
Yeah, but when we had that, I forget what the winning weight was over there, but we got some really good fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know it floods a lot.
It does. Yeah, there's not a lot of numbers in that lake, but it got some good quality.
Yeah, I think that those lakes that flood like that, that may have something to do the fluctuation. If you hit it right in the springtime, where those fish can get up, but then they open the gates and start dropping the water, and you may mess a whole spawn up if the rain time's just right.
The past 6 years, right in the middle of March, they've been dumping 2-3 foot. Don't sound like a lot for a lot of lakes, but for Lake Houston, which is max depth of 40 foot, and several flats that are 2-3 foot deep, they're just drying. They're drying those beds out. Yeah,
if those fish lay them eggs and it goes down, usually when the water's falling, they'll pull off and they don't want to spawn. They'll spawn out off the banks, but they may just hold those eggs and hold them. Yeah. I dealt with it when I got it on Lavon. That lake fluctuate 8 or 10 foot throughout the year, and you wanted it to be up in the grass and in that buckbrush, but you didn't want the gates open.
Right.
Complaint, and then fish would pull back out and suspend, and you could count about 2 or 3 years after you get a bad spring like that, and you would notice the difference in the numbers of fish.
I'll tell you one thing that I've seen the past couple of years. It's been about 6 years. I think these fish down here have adapted, and they used to go up there on the bank 6, 8, 10, 12 foot of water to spawn. But now they're spawning in 5 to 7 foot of water from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And man, there's so many people struggling down here during the spawn that they just, I tell them all the time, instead of fishing the bank side of your boat, just fish the other side of your boat, you'll catch fish.
Well, talking to biologists, and I've heard several of them with Crappie Connection and different people, they had one out of Oklahoma at a show, and he said the average depth for a crappie to spawn was 9 foot of water.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you got a semi-clear lake, you might see that. But if you got a real muddy lake, them fish, I've seen their backs out of the water,
Exactly. Yep.
But like at Fork, if you get some rain and it muddies up, yeah, you'll catch them in that 1, 2, 3 foot water. But the springs that it doesn't rain and the water's fairly clear, we catch more of them back out on the timber, in that 5 to 10 foot deep,
Yeah.
And
they
I've
will
seen
spawn on them trees too.
I've seen them in 30 foot of water, 12, 15 foot deep spawning, on limbs. And so you're right. Some people, I used to tell people on Lavon, when the lake was high, we'd run up in the creeks and in the back of them coves and fish the grass and weeds and stuff, buckbrush. But when the lake was low, everybody struggled. We always went to the rocks then. We'd go to the dam. There was a few bridges that had riprap on it, and they really got on that riprap really good when the lake was, 3 or 4 foot low. But if the lake was high, they wouldn't run to the dam like they would if it was low. So you kind of had to just move where those fish moved around a little bit,
Yeah. Yep. What's going on, Travis?
Oh, not much, man. Sorry. I had all kinds of problems trying to log in.
Oh, really? It's all good, brother. JJ, Clinton.
What's up?
Yeah, we just not getting started. I hadn't even hollered at everybody.
Man, I can't. Y'all all real little. I can't really even see anybody's face. Who's who?
Oh, really? So we got JJ, we got Terry, which is Slabs on Deck, Georgia. We got Clint, and of course, Travis.
Oh yeah, I can see Travis in that bottom left. I can tell his background.
Yep. Well, JJ is right beneath you.
Okay.
And Clint is on the opposite side over there, and then Terry is right beside you.
All right. I don't know if I met all you guys, but nice to meet y'all.
I'm quite sure you've met JJ and Clinton. I think.
Yeah. Jerry, I've met you a few times. I fished the CAT quite a bit.
Did you? Okay, cool.
Travis, you and I, we've met plenty of times.
Oh yeah. You would know him as Jeffrey Owens. Jerry.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I know.
He's sitting in the dark. You can't tell it's him really.
well, his voice sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I know who you are. Okay.
I'm sitting in the dark because I don't want to scare all the viewers.
I saw JJ and I'm like, I don't know JJ, but that looks like Jeff Owens to me.
Yep. Yeah, we all call him JJ down here.
I got you.
Yep. How's that elbow treating you?
Man, it's healing up. I don't even know if you can see it. Let's see here. Maybe where they cut me right there.
Yeah, look a little swollen.
Yeah, it's still swollen, but you can see where they got me cut right there.
Yeah.
And it's getting better every day. That's all I can say. I'm really not supposed to lift anything heavy for about 7 more weeks.
Yeah.
So I went fishing a little bit here and there, but I've been fishing with my left hand and trying. I catch myself doing stuff with my right arm. Or reach down to pick up something or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. And, it's feeling better, but I mean, it is still hurting. But I've been used to it hurting for 2 years, to be honest with you. So, I can say is I feel like it's getting better every day. But
I've been dealing with the same thing for several years, and a lot of times I'll be out there. I'll switch hands.
Oh, I can't, man. Hey, me and Jerry went fishing the other day. Hey, I'm just telling you, I'm just not putting myself in any kind of tournament situation with my left hand.
Yeah. I'm even-handed, so I can do it with both. But
I ain't. Not me.
I know that sharp pain that hits you sometimes in that elbow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe once you're healed, you'll end up ambidextrous.
Man, I'm telling you though, hey, no doubt about it, I've gotten better.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But right now, man, it's just just to try to shake at them fish or do something. That left hand just don't work like my right one did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I agree. So what's going on? What's going on with Crappie Fest?
Man, I don't know. I'm excited about where it's at right now myself. I know me, Jerry, Cassandra, we're all excited. Man, even like today, we had a billboard that went up. And I know, I mean, we literally just,
It looks
Cassandra
good,
made
too.
the post, and last I looked, it had like 280 likes and
Yeah.
105 shares. And we're like, God almighty. Hey,
Yeah.
and we made $15 on it.
I'll be
I think
dang.
that's the first post we've ever made a dime on.
That's crazy.
Cassandra sent it to us. I'm like, we made $15 on that?
Hey, that post board looks really good. Y'all did.
I know
a good
it
job
does.
with
Cassandra designed it for us. I think she did a phenomenal job. And you know, actually, I didn't even know where they were going. And I was driving yesterday morning to Sulphur Springs up 19. And it's just right outside of Sulphur Springs as you're coming from Emory to up there. And I just happened to look up. I'm like, oh, there's our billboard.
I'll be dang.
And it caught my attention. I had no idea it was even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And actually, we have like 3 or 5 of them going up. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there's 5 of them.
Yeah, it's something like that. And
That's what's up.
but I mean, I had no idea where it was even supposed to be, and it caught my eye, so I thought that was a great thing. And you know, it just, she made a post about it. Next thing I know, I mean, I feel blessed to get the traction that it has, and I you know, just I feel like the support that we've got for Crappie Fest. Me and Jared, Cassandra, we've always tried to do everything for the anglers. We've tried to do the best we can. We've
Yeah.
tried to go above and beyond for everybody. We've paid out more money than we said we were going to pay out. I mean, I think we've tried to do everything as right, if not more right than we can. So
That's
I
one
think
thing.
y'all doing a great job, and on top of that, y'all having it on one of the best crappie lakes in Texas, so that's another big boost.
that's right.
Yeah.
You know, and I do know a couple weeks ago, you know, there was a 282 caught, and then yesterday, boom, first 3-pounder caught. And
Nice.
honestly, I don't even know if a 3-pounder was caught last year.
I don't think so.
I didn't hear of one. I really
Yeah.
did.
And
I
then
think
boom, we had a 3-pounder caught yesterday, and here we are 2.5 months from Crappie Fest still.
I
Right.
caught a 287 about 2 weeks before Crappie Fest last year, and that's the biggest one that came in my boat last year. And I never heard of a 3-pounder. I mean, I've been saying with the quality we're seeing, lots of, I say a lot, you know, 220s to 245s and stuff like that are, you know, not hard to catch. You're going to see them pretty regular. I think, you know, you add some more weight, they're out there, you know.
Yeah.
I still say we're 1 year away from Fort being back to what Fort was. And everybody blames it on the pressure. It wasn't the pressure. It was, we had, you know, they drew the lake down 9 foot to work on the dam. So we're going back to what we were just talking about, the spawn. We had what, 3
years of low water.
3 really bad spawns.
Yep.
And
it
we
makes a
had
difference.
about 3 good spawns, and we're really seeing them numbers. Because last year, I mean, it was tough fishing for a couple of years. Like the numbers just weren't there, but they're back. The numbers of fish are back, and the quality they grow fast on this lake, you know. So I would be shocked if we didn't have a 3-pounder come in this year to Crappie Fest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so far, like I said, we've already seen a 282 2 weeks ago and a low 3 yesterday, 305, 306.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, nonetheless, a 3-pounder is going to pay an extra 10,000. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
the
And
biggest 3-pounder.
The biggest. And then, but also this year, we're going to pay a bonus to the largest fish of the tournament. You know, so you know, if say a 290's caught and that's the biggest fish of the tournament, they won't win the 3-pound bonus, but they'll win another, what is it, 10,000?
Yeah, we really haven't announced it
We
just
haven't
yet.
announced it. Okay. Well, so there's going to be a boat. It might be 5,000. I don't
Yeah.
know. You know,
Wait,
but
and honestly,
it'll be a good chunk of money for the
Yeah.
largest overall fish, you know.
Right.
we're trying to do everything we can to pay out the most money that we can. So we're instead of saying, hey, here's what we're gonna do, which we know we can always go up, but we're still 2.5 months out. I think we proved to the anglers that we're gonna pay out every bit of money that we can. And we're kind of waiting to, you know, to just, we still got sponsorship money rolling in, people calling every day wanting to be a part of it. So as this thing grows, we're going to get a little bit closer to it and say, boom, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if we announce it now, we don't want to throw some number out. The worst thing you can do in a tournament is go down, pay less than what you promise. But very few tournaments, I've never been to a tournament other than the one we put on last year where we paid an extra 20 places more than advertised. And we threw another, was it 12 grand?
Little over 12 grand.
That we didn't have to throw in there. That was, that was money that we decided because people showed up. We wanted to give back to the anglers. So I don't think anybody had a problem with us doing that. And we would rather slow play it a little bit and then hit them at the end. If they show up, we're going to give them the money,
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And like Travis said, we got sponsorship money coming in every day. We don't know exactly where that number is going to end up. So, we don't want to put ourselves in a bind. And we also, it's more than likely whatever we tell you today, it's going to be substantial more.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
yeah, y'all, it's only going to grow, man. Y'all got something going.
And,
For sure.
if we just paid back what we paid last year, it'd be a hell of a tournament,
Right. Yep.
And we're looking at growing it, quite a bit from that. So,
Yep.
But
in our defense, it's an outdoor event. March 28th. All we can pray is that we have beautiful weather. That's what we hope. Yeah. It's been beautiful weather for Crappie Fest for like the last 5 years, probably.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're gonna get a year in there where it's not gonna be an ideal day. God, I hope it's not this year. That's all I got to say. But we have to try to plan for those times. So we want to pay out as much money as we can, but also I can't guarantee we're going to pay out $200,000 and next thing you know, we have horrible weather and we have 250 anglers show up. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we can't go in the hole that substantial.
Right. I totally agree. That's understandable. So,
but for some of you guys that might not know, this is what I want everybody to understand. We for our sponsors and everybody a part of the event, that's why we all elected to do, and I don't even know whose original idea it was, but in talking to our sponsors, our main big sponsors, they want their product, they want their name in front of people.
Right.
They don't really even care about, hey, what can I sell at your event? They just want to see their name in front of people. Mm-hmm. So just through the whole scheme of things, we came up with the concert. And our biggest thing just from the get-go was the concert was we're not going to use any of the tournament side to pay for the concert. But we're going to try to make money on the concert to give back to our tournament anglers in 27.
Okay.
So the whole goal of us having this concert that we hope and pray is going to be massively successful. And from the post today, and they're predicting 5,000 plus people at the concert, which is what we need. Yeah. The whole goal of that is to grow us a huge pot of money to be ready for 27. And I would sit here and tell you our goal is to have $100,000 payout. I don't know if that's the first place, SK, to everybody, if that's 75 to first and 25 to second. Our whole goal is to have the biggest payout in essentially, Crappie Fest history or even a one fish tournament history.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, so.
And that's with $100 entry fee.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I won Wally's, we won 80,000, but our entry fee then, what was it? 2,500?
2,500.
So we had 114 teams in it at 2,500 a team. Well,
right.
We could raise the entry fee to, if it was 500 and we could get 500 entries, we got 250 in the pot without a sponsor. Yeah, we could give 100,000 away easy, but we can't. We're trying to keep our entry fee at $100.
Yeah.
So as we raise money and keep our entry fee the same, we have to make it up somewhere, and it has to come from sponsor money and more anglers showing up.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's that balance. We can't just double. We could double. We could make it $200 entry fee, and I think we'd still draw really good with that kind of money. But our goal, I know Cassandra's adamant. Like we really, and I agree. We want to try to keep it at 100. as long as we can. It may come a time that changes, but for the foreseeable future, that's our goal. So we have to make it up in other places, and that's sponsor money. And so to get more sponsors in, we got to have more going on than just a concert. I mean, just a tournament. That's why we've got 100 and it was 146 vendors, but now I know it's grown because I'm seeing invoices come in for people I've never heard of. So that number,
we had about 60 vendors last year. Right now we're at about 140, high 140s, 150.
Nice.
You know, so she's shooting for 200 on that, and
she capped it at 200.
Yeah, and I believe she'll get to it. And
but
we've got 3 days this year with the fish fry on Friday night, and we have some live music. Vendors will be out there that day. Cassandra's got a lot of stuff. I know Wally's going to come in. He's going to talk. We're going to have some anglers talk. We're going to have some sponsors talk.
Yeah. And something I just want to touch on, Jerry, just so everybody knows. I think Jeff was there last year. SK was there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Wally talked on Saturday. That is being moved to Friday.
Yeah.
But we've obviously done some things to speed up the weigh-in line. We know that was a problem last year, so we've done some things to do that. We're trying to cut out like Wally talking and giving rods out last year probably was a 30 to 45 minute ordeal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move that to Friday. And like Jerry said, it's a free fish fry. We got vendors out there. We'll have our big sponsors talking, promoting some product. We'll maybe get some of our guys on stage talking a little bit. We do have a band playing, but it's a free fish fry and everything. I mean, it costs you nothing to just come out there. And I mean, and honestly, we want people to come out and support our vendors. I mean, I know one thing I regretted last year was I was so busy. I didn't even get to walk around and see our vendors.
No.
And, for me, I want to walk around this year, and whether I even need anything or not, I want to spend a little bit of money. Because I want to show them that we at least appreciate them. And it was so chaotic last year. I just didn't get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's going to give everybody a chance to hang out and talk and do all that on Friday night.
Right.
It's the day of the tournament, you fish, you come you stand in line, you do all that. You really don't get a chance as anglers to visit with people or see sponsor stuff and stuff like that. You're stuck in line, and once you weigh your fish in, it's hurry, get your picture made. Then as soon as that, we start on the awards. So the anglers don't get the chance to spend any time out there, and Friday night will give them a chance to kind of get that experience too, and walk around and talk to everybody. And hopefully, a lot of guys, there's going to be whatever rod or bait you use, they're going to have a booth set up. You're going to get to go talk to people,
Yep.
So that's what Friday night, and we'll have our late sign up on Friday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably give the kids rods away on Friday night. So any kids that are going to fish the tournament, if they don't have rods to fish with Saturday, they can come out there and get them on Friday.
That's awesome.
So we're going to try to get, like Travis said, get a lot of that rat killing done on Friday night to free up time on Saturday, because we're even pushed more on time this year because we got to get this over with because we got a big concert at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So we created ourselves another issue. So we're trying to fix that. And I don't know if we talked with you guys, but we're going to streamline. One way we're going to streamline the tournament, we're going to have 2 sets of scales this year. So when you come in and if you're going for an exact weight, those people will weigh in on one set of scales over on one side of the stage, and the big fish will go in another line. So, and if you hit an exact weight, we'll shut it down. You're going to get recognized and all that. But if a guy weighs a 104, instead of having to wait in line to talk to him and all that, man, hey, thanks for coming. Go get a picture, and we'll be able to speed the weigh-in up considerably. Let's just say half the people go through the exact weight line, because we're going to up those exact weights. Instead of paying $500 for the first exact, it's going to be $1,000 this year.
Awesome.
So a more incentive if you've got a 198 on your scales to go in that line instead of going for the big fish. Maybe because last year it took what, Travis, a 217, 218 to get 40th place.
Maybe 211, something like that.
Now, if more people go the exact weight, that could drop over on that side, depending on how many places we pay. So, that's part of the game you play with Crappie Fest. We was talking to Jordan. He's like, I don't like that. I'm gonna have to choose. I'm like, yeah, you got to choose. You want to go for red or you want to go for black? It's like a roulette wheel. Which one? And that's just part of the game. That makes it unique in a way.
But on the flip side, let's say you're in the line, you're going, hey, I think my 2-pound even fish is going to cash me a check. Let's just say in the top 50. Me and Jerry have already discussed it. If we have 500 entries, we're going to pay top 50. Period. If we have 800, it's 50. We're capping it at 50. We're not going to pay over 50 spots. If we have 400 and something entries, we're going to pay 40. But honestly, I believe that we're going to pay 50 places. But let's say you got a 2-pounder and you're sitting here going, man, I don't know whether to go after an exact weight or this fish might cash me a check over here in the big fish side. And you weigh him on the big fish side and he lands at a 200. Because these scales are going to be certified together, the same scales, the same setup, the whole 9 yards. They're identical.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting you don't get an exact weight check.
Nope.
You weren't in the exact weight line. You're in the big fish line. You're hoping you get a check over here that you fall in the top 50.
Right.
So that's where, we're going to have people, I think, in the line letting people know, because people are going to have questions. If you weigh in the big fish line and you weigh a 2-pound fish exact, you are not getting a 2-pound fish check.
Right.
But let's say you weigh over there and you weigh a 201. But in the top 50, it ends up being, let's just say 195.
You don't get a check.
You're not in the big fish line, bud. You went for exact weight.
Yeah.
So we have to do something to speed. I mean, you guys all know, you were there last year. We have to speed the weigh-in line up.
Right.
And it's just the most efficient way we could think to do it. And we're not big on weighing on 2 scales for the same.
Yeah.
No.
With the same classification.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same, what I'm trying to say here.
And going back to that, if you had a 2-pound, you're going for the 2-pound. If that 2-pound exact hasn't hit, that fish could pay $1,000.
That's right.
Worst case, if you hit and it had already hit, it's going to pay $250.
Yep.
But if you go for the overall big fish and you go for a 2-pounder, let's say 40 to 50, it pays $100 to $150. You lost money. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. If it hit,
so we'll have something. People know that, hey, the 2-pounder's hit, it hasn't, or the 175, 150's hit, it hasn't. But after it hits, everyone after is going to pay $250.
Yep.
So you may, if you've got anything under 2, you probably aren't going to win in the big fish. So your best bet is to fish for an exact weight. If you've got a 124 on your scales, go for that 125.
Right.
Now it's something else we're going to change this year. When you come up there, last year we had Paulo Beer checking fish. I don't know who will be checking them. We'll probably have more than one person this year. You're only going to carry 1 fish past that point. You can't carry 7 fish up there, and then when you get up the line, decide which one you want to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
That's just too much time consuming. You're going to have to make a decision of what you're going after. So that's going to add a little bit more to the game too.
Right.
Now we may have something back there stating, here's the exact weights it's hit. I don't know. We haven't talked, but saying all this, what we're trying to do is speed everything up for people. And we realize as crappie grows, let's just say we had a year, we had 1,000 anglers. That's why Sunday we're going to have an hourly weight this year, an hourly tournament. You're going to pay a fit, so many places every hour.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to run that format. That's how the Sealy's does it on Fork, and they had 3,400 entries, Travis?
2,400.
2,400. So we could run a lot of people through the scales a lot quicker that way. Now we're seeing, if this continues to grow, I could see Crappie Fest going to a 2-day, kind of like the Sealy is, hourly tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could win it. You don't have to fish 2 days. You could fish 1 day. You pay an entry fee for 1 day, or you pay an entry fee for 2 days, or you could fish Sunday instead of Saturday, whatever. But you get to weigh a fish every hour on Saturday and every hour on Sunday, and the overall big fish of the tournament's what's going to win. So the reason we would go that direction is because we feel like Crappie Fest is outgrowing our original format of just the big fish. It was fine when we had 200, 300 people. It wasn't a big deal. When if y'all been when J-Don was running,
I know SK's been here.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. The only year it was bad is when we had to drive through weigh-in line during COVID. Man.
Yeah.
And we learned real quick, hey, you try something, it didn't work, never doing it again. But it's a good problem to have what we're having, but we may have to change our format a little bit, just to be able to get all this in with that many people there. So
well, and like Jerry said, if we have another concert next year, the whole 9 yards, the hourly tournament, you're talking about you're going to weigh fish for 30 minutes or an hour or less after the last hour, and you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. I mean, you got to go through awards and all that, and boom, 2.5, 3 hours, everybody's out of there, gone. And then do it again on Sunday, but, and I say awards, to me, awards would be after the 2-day, but.
Well, you could pay the hourly of the Saturday.
Of that day,
First, second, or whatever. But your overall big fish of the tournament is going to have to be on Sunday, But so if you're going to drive up here and pre-fish for it and all that, spend $200 and fish both days.
Right.
Because I'll promise you, Saturday's going to this year alone, it's going to pay pretty dadgum good. Like you're going to have a chance to win, let's say you don't win anything Saturday. Well, you still got another day and another chance to win, and it's going to pay pretty good.
Well, I will say, I mean, and it's not really public information, but I'm safe to say this. We haven't announced it yet, but I mean, as of right now, it's going to pay top 10. Jerry put through some preliminary numbers together that first place is going to win $1,000 every hour. We're doing our best to get that up even higher.
So
even the bass with 2,400 anglers, they only paid I think one of them was $1,500 an hour and one of them was $2,500 an hour.
Yeah.
And
so I have a question about the hourly.
Okay.
So say for instance, you catch a good fish and it's 740. You get to the scale of 740.
Yep.
You weigh that fish in. Are you done for the tournament, or can you
go
back out? So
you go back out.
You weigh one hour.
You could win every single hour.
That's awesome right there.
Well,
here's awesome.
SK. Here's how me and Paulo Beer we went. Wally used to have these. He had them on Lavon, then he had them up on Pine Creek. I'm gonna tell you, that was one of the most fun tournaments I've ever fished. And first year he had one on Pine Creek, he called me and Paul, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got a little hourly tournament, man. Y'all want to come up there and fish? I'll get y'all a room, And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll come fish it. Never been there. Ah, man, y'all be able to catch them. This is pre-live scope." I think we got first or second every hour. First and second, or first and third, or second and third. Ended up, man, we figured out a deal. So what we did, we go out and catch a couple good fish each. We go up there and we'd say, "What's leading this hour?" They'd say, "Well, there's a 160 for first and there's a 140 second." Well, we might have a 170 and a 171, but we also had a 165 and a 150. So we could go, all right, we'll weigh a 170, go for first, and let's weigh that 160 for second.
Yeah.
And hold that other 170 for the next hour. We'd sit there, and at 8:01, we'd weigh the 170 and say a 150, and we go out. We didn't have to be back till 10 o'clock.
Right.
We had 2 hours. And so there's a strategy to those hourly tournaments as well. And you don't have to weigh a fish every hour. You could wait and catch it in the last hour of the tournament and come in and win the whole deal.
Yeah.
But you will be able to weigh a fish in every hour and have a chance to win first. Somebody could win first 5 hours and 5,000, 5 first place finishes, or whatever.
6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, and you might have a third. You might walk away and going, "Hey, I won the 4th hour, and I got second in the 3rd hour, and I made myself, $1,500.
Yeah. Sound like I'm gonna have a full tank of gas for that Sunday.
Yeah,
gas.
But hey,
anyway, on that lake,
it's the Sunday deal, and we're trying to keep it simple for everybody. We know we're gonna have to do a lot of explaining, but the hours are the same, 7 to 1. We're not running, we're trying, we want people to stay for Sunday, but I also want you to be able to leave early enough and drive 2 or 3, 4 hours back home and not get home at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
So,
we don't want you to have to stay another night. If y'all wanted to run back to Houston and you got out there at 3 o'clock, you can be home by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah. We're trying to keep the hours the same. It's not going to go, Sunday is not going to go on like Saturday did, Saturday. Obviously. And we know we're trying to get people out of there, get them home. But at the same time, the biggest fish of the day on Sunday. So let's say you win an hour. I don't know what that's going to be just yet. I'm just going to throw out $1,500. Let's say you catch a 285 and it wins an hour, but it's the biggest fish of the day. And you registered for both days. And I'm going to be honest with you, we're trying to do some incentive for people to register both days. We need people to fish both days. I mean, me and Jerry are pretty much looking at guaranteeing about $30,000 or better on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I mean, man, that's coming straight. I mean, right now we need 300 people to show up to break even.
Yeah.
We haven't made any money, by no means. And so let's say you weigh the biggest fish of the day. That fish is going to pay an extra $5,000 at the end of the day. Yeah. If you fished both days. If you only fished one day, it's $2,500.
Yeah.
But if you were signed up for Saturday and Sunday and you catch the biggest fish on Sunday, you're going to win an extra $5,000.
Even if you don't fish both days, it's an extra $100 to chance to win $2,500 more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's an incentive, and don't forget power brakes.
Yep. So yeah, Chad Clifton as well. He's donating a set of power brakes that for a drawing
if you
of somebody that registered both days.
Yeah.
So whether you even weigh a fish or not, if you register for both days, you're gonna win a set of power brakes. Somebody is.
Right.
So you could buy basically buying a $200 raffle for a set of power brakes.
Mm-hmm.
And
get to fish the tournament.
And don't even fish,
And I will tell you that's probably going to continue to grow as well. But that's just where we're at right now with it.
Yeah, it's a new format. It's an extra day. We want to try to get as many people here. We want as many people to go through the hourly tournament, because I think after you go through it, you may say like, man, that was a blast. It adds another twist to it, just like you say, a full tank of gas.
Right.
And it also might decide where I want to try to pre-fish. I may want to try to pre-fish that east arm a little more than the west arm. It's a whole lot shorter run. I'm just saying,
Yep.
So it may throw something in it. If a guy that wants to run all the way to shotgun, unless he's in Travis's boat, that only takes him 7 minutes to get back down there. Some people, it might be too far to want to run back every hour, but so you can fish one side one day and one side the next day. There's a whole lot of different strategy. We talked about maybe having 2 weigh-in locations, but then again, now we're weighing fish on 2 separate scales for the same price. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because one drop of water could be the difference in somebody, or one, how if you've never run scales at a tournament, man, them scales get slimy and stuff. If you don't keep them cleaned off and keep them zeroed out, you can gain a couple hundreds real easy.
Right.
And we don't want to see somebody get knocked out over, that scale deal. So we probably won't do that for that reason. And be honest with you, there's not a real good location on the west side to have it. And people aren't coming into the SRA, which is the reason we have it over there. So, but it'll be fun, it'll be different. It's, if you've never fished one, some of my fondest memories are fishing those tournaments Wally used to have on Levon and big up there on Pine Creek. He had them at Hugo. Man, those were fun tournaments. Like, they were a blast.
Those hourly tournaments are an absolute blast. So, if you haven't fished one, you need to fish this one. I fished the one they had up on Lake of the Ozarks in the springtime.
Last year?
Oh,
yeah. And
it was in May.
It was an absolute blast. The first hour, I made all my money that I spent and then some. So I had a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an absolute blast, but there is a lot of strategy into it.
Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
and that's the thing too, Jeff. Like with we've talked to the owner of that situation and that deal, and he said it was absolutely never intentional that they booked on top of us. I'm going to take the man for his word. He promised us in 2027 that he would give us our weekend back. And that's all I can do. He told me that to me and Cassandra, and all we can do is we have the two biggest things going in crappie fishing right now, and there's zero reason for us to be competing with each other.
Absolutely.
And it just, I mean, and honestly, just like you said, I would love to. I didn't fish it last year. I can't remember what I had going. But at the same
we
time,
talked about it. We talked about going.
yeah, but there was something that I was doing. I couldn't go. But again, that's something that there's a lot of people here that I know are going to support us, but they would love to go fish that as well. And I know there's people up there. We're friends with people at Truman.
Yeah.
And people up there that it's hard for them to drive down here for Crappie Fest when they're going to have a tournament in their backyard. So on the same weekend. And I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation. We talked about moving it at first when it all came out, and we're just kind of like, we're not going to do it. And they said they didn't have another slot. So we're going to all just tough through it this year and hope that next year they keep their word and they give us back our weekend. That's been the same weekend for the last 12 years. And we're not competing for, it's not good for either one of us to try to compete. If it cost us 100 entries and it cost them 100 entries, well, I mean, what did we gain here?
Right.
Yeah. No, last year they were later than Crappie Fest.
It was May 19th.
Exactly. And I was working in Arkansas, so I already had my boat up there, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I drove home. I took a week off to drive home to fish Crappie Fest with you guys. So
yeah, and we appreciate it.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
But to what Jerry was saying, I think Sunday doing an hourly this year on a smaller scale. Now I'll be honest with you, I hope we have 500 people show up for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will or not. But it's gonna help us gauge what we did right, what we did wrong. And I've got a pretty good feeling with everything going on with Crappie Fest. And like Jerry said, we've just outgrown the format that it's going to turn into a 2-day hourly in 27.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way, guys. If we had, let's just say we have 550 fish Saturday and 400 fish Sunday, that's 950 entries, over 2 days.
Right.
And that I'm looking at like next year, not this year. Say next year. Let's just say we had 900. That's $95,000 in the pot before any sponsor money. Now we're getting up there to where we're going to give that money away. That I ain't gonna say life changing, but like when I won Wally's, like he said, that'll take you off hamburgers and put you on steak. And so that's the kind of money we want to try to get it up in the crappie side of it.
Yeah.
And that's what our sponsors, Bobby Garland, man, they are so big behind us. That's their vision. That's what they want to see. They want to see, this tournament that nobody could think could ever happen in the crappie world. And I think we can build it right here on Lake Fork. Like you said, we've got the lake.
Yep.
We've got the facilities. We've got everything going for us. There's no reason we can't build it. We've got Cassandra Gann that works 27 hours a day on this thing, and we've got all you guys, anglers, that are supportive of us. And that's why me and Travis so adamant last year is try to gain everybody's trust by paying more money back than we had to, and we want you guys to know that, look, you're not going to show up to Crappie Fest and they said they were going to pay 80,000 out and they only paid 60. You ain't got to worry about that happening with us.
It'd come out of my own pocket before I ever even thought about that.
We're not going to ruin our names and our reputations and what we've got going over that. That's another reason me and Travis ain't out there going, we're going to give 100,000 away Saturday and 50,000 on Sunday just yet, because we're still 3 months out. We don't know. There's a lot. I'll promise you, my phone, I just dinged. We're getting people coming in every day. There's going to be a lot of changes between now and March.
Yep.
For the positive, you know. So, and if that concert's a big hit this year, we get a bundle of money that we can roll over into next year. So when we start off, we already got that, you know, that kitty's built up a little bit. That's what's going to take us a couple years, you know, to really get it to what we want to see it get to. And then I need SKS to just buy it from us, and we can retire and we can run
it. Yeah.
Hey, I wish I was capable of doing that.
Hey, right now, it'd take a good bit of money right now from what all we've seen.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's all good. You know, it's a lot of stress and a lot of time on our part, and you know, a lot of back and forth and sleepless nights thinking and worrying about stuff. But in the end,
that's how you make it better. That's how you make it better.
Like Travis
that's
said,
called putting the work in.
Our biggest obstacle is it's an outdoor event.
Yeah.
If this thing was, or if you could tell me it's going to be 75 and sunny, then man, I'd sleep a lot better, you know. And then we would feel like gambling a little more. But it could be 40 and wind blowing out of the north at 30, you know.
Yeah.
Last year we had 200. How many people rolled in the last night? Like,
it was probably over 200 entries.
Yeah. So if it's going to be bad weather tomorrow, we probably won't get them 200 entries tonight, you know. Mm-hmm. And tournament's still going to go on. Somebody's going to win a lot of money.
Right.
So, you know, you may have to get off in a pocket somewhere. There's a lot of boat ramps on Lake Fork you can put in the wind.
Well,
you know,
exactly. And that is that, like what Jerry said, that's a good thing about Fork in the springtime. You can absolutely get out of the wind. And
you can win it anywhere on this lake. You know, the lake, that big black crappie I was talking about was cut off the Minnebucket dock. Mm-hmm. Somebody off the dock caught a 392 one year, you know, so it can be caught anywhere. It could be a bank fisherman, be caught anywhere. So that's the good thing about we've talked about moving it to May or something and have a better chance at good weather. But guess what? You take your bank fishermen out of the equation. There's a lot of things you take out. You know, if the wind does blow in May, you can't get up in a slough somewhere like you can in March.
Right.
You know, so you know, the weather be damned, man. Everybody show up. Show's gonna go on. We're gonna have a good time, you know.
Well, count me in.
Well, it's been like Jerry said, there's you know, me and Cassandra and Jerry, we went back and forth, a little bit stressful. I mean, the concert deal cost an astronomical amount of money to keep it out from our tournament anglers to not confuse the two, you know. Our event, in my opinion, yes, it is a family festival. Yes, we're going to have a ton of people there, but I'm going to tell you what now, right now, my event, Crappie Fest, in my opinion, is based on a crappie tournament.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we don't ever want to lose that vision. And I never want to take one single dime away from any of our anglers that we can pay out.
Right. Cool. Any of you other guys got questions for Jerry or Travis?
I just got a comment. That's one thing I was going to say is if there's anybody listening and watching that's hesitant, go. Because that's super inclusive. Man, from the knowledge from start to nothing. If you're a brand new beginner, that's the place to go. There's people there that's super helpful. I went last year. I never fished the lake before, man. Felt like I was at home up there. Just super helpful, super knowledgeable. And the way the tournament's run is phenomenal, by the way. And everybody's got a chance. That's what I really like. If you might first time to go fishing that whole year, go try it out. Hey, you got a chance. All you got to catch is one fish.
That's right.
You can beat anybody.
That's what I told a lot of people this. I said, you know, this is a tournament, and I throw Cale's name out there because he just won national championship. And I would say Cale's top 2 in the world, if not 1, you know, at times. This is a chance to walk across stage and beat Cale Ward or beat Jordan Sanders or beat, you know, Dylan Gossett or beat any of these names, you know, Eric Cagle, whoever may show up, Matthew Rogers, you know, whoever shows up. This is your chance to beat Cale. You're not going to beat him in a 7-fish tournament very easily. You know, it's going to take a lot. But in a 1-fish tournament, I think he 15th last year, you know. something like that. So
yeah, Kale's never really done great at Crappie Fest.
No, it's and there's a lot of luck involved in Crappie Fest.
Without that. Yep.
If you want to put it, if you say, Kale, go catch 7 biggest fish you can catch, you're not going to beat him probably. But just one fish, he don't win the big fish very often, So
nope.
That's your chance to stand on the stage and beat that guy, And it might not mean anything to some people, but it would mean something to me, I beat him once, I think, at state championship last year, and that sucker beat me 2 years in a row, and I was like, Paul's like, we ever gonna beat him? I'm like, I don't guess so. Same thing, and it sucks for me and Travis because we don't get to fish it.
Yeah,
I love Crappie Fest. That's the one tournament I look forward to every year. And then now it's kind of sad that we don't get to fish it. But that being said, when we do our lives and stuff, me and Travis can talk a lot more open about what we could do, where you ought to fish, your baits and stuff, because we have nothing to hide, and that's one thing. I don't share everything, but we do a live on Thursdays on Crappie Fest page, and tomorrow night Kel Ward will be on there, and that's a chance to get on there and ask him some questions and what he would do, and we'll go over all that. And every week we try to get on there, and as it gets closer to Crappie Fest, without even coming to the lake yet, you're going to kind of know what the fish are going to be doing. I'm fishing it every day. Travis fishes it a lot. We'll have Jordan on here. We'll have other guides on here talking about what they're doing. So we'll be sharing as much information as we can about, places and things you might want to try to do when you get out there on Fork. And so like I said, it's inclusive. We try to involve everybody. We want everybody. My goal is I want to see a bank fisherman win it, or something like that. I want to see someone in an old John boat win it. Somebody without live scope or something like that. That's what I would love to see happen.
Hey, I don't want to cut you off there, Jerry, but I'm going to cut you off. Just for anybody watching, you don't have to have a boat to fish this tournament. It's bank, dock, kayak, and boat. We don't. All the above methods are approved. We actually have divisions this year. For the bank and dock, the kayak, and the boat division. So you can fish up in every division. We don't have a problem with that, but the boat division can't fish down. There's obviously going to be more money in the boat division because there's going to be a lot more anglers.
Right.
But you can always fish up. If you want to fish on a bank, there's a lot of places in Lake Fork you can catch crappie off the bank in March 28th. Yeah. And but you want to enter in the boat division, we got no problem with that. There's going to be more money there. But what I will say, like what Jerry said, we're going to pay the overall biggest fish of the day, whether it's caught on the dock. Dang bug hit me in the eye. Whether it's caught on the dock, bank, kayak, or boat, we're going to pay a bonus. That way everybody's eligible for that one big pot of money, no matter where you fished.
Yeah, and don't let having to skip states get to you either, because I drove all the way from Georgia last year.
Oh yeah,
and turned in a 2-pound fish. So didn't know the lake from a hill of beans, but it's a good lake, and if you're willing to fish it, you do well.
Oh yeah. No, it's a good lake, and it's
that lake.
It's fishing good too. The quality is really good. You're gonna, and that's one thing. A lot of people are gonna come pre-fish a couple days and fish the tournament. It's a fun lake to get to spend 2 or 3 days on, just out there fishing. You're gonna get to catch fish that you normally, unless you're from Mississippi or some of those lakes, you're gonna catch fish that you normally don't get to catch. And I get customers all the time, Illinois and stuff, and we're catching 170s, 180s, and they're like, "Man, them are huge." I'm like, "We ain't even caught a good fish yet." These are good fish. We ain't caught a big one. And when they do catch a big one, they're like, "Holy smokes, I never seen one." I caught my, had a girl on the boat the other day from Illinois. As soon as she got on, her husband said, Her biggest fish is a 206 or 207 or something. I'm like, we'll beat that. She finally caught a 227, I think, on Sunday and the second day. But hey, they took measurements. They're putting them a little stringer together. It's going on the wall. You know, she was so excited. Her personal best. You know, and so it's a lake that can produce your personal best any day that you go out there. You know.
Yep. And for all you guys as well, just so y'all know, I know some of y'all may have seen some of our Facebook stuff, but we're gonna have a lot more food this year. Food was an issue last year. You know, we were nervous about not having enough, like having too much food last year, and none of our food vendors making any money. And next thing you know, it's an hour wait for a hamburger. And we just didn't know we were gonna have that kind of turnout. And obviously we appreciate it, but we've tried to listen to everybody's complaints, and we've tried to recognize, like, hey, most of the stuff we've heard has pretty much been legit, and they were things that we had already recognized, which we don't have any problem with anybody bringing it. I mean, if somebody has a problem with them with anything we did, I don't have an issue with them bringing it to our attention. But I don't know how many food vendors we've got, but I think it's about 10 this year.
Nice.
At least we're supposed to have plenty of food. That was our biggest thing. We went from being scared about having food to, you know what, I really don't care. I don't want my anglers waiting on it. And you know, and there is going to be that fine line between some of the food you ordered they got to make, but I don't want you waiting no hour for a hamburger.
Right. We got crawfish this year. We got Maine lobster truck. There's going to be turkey legs, hamburgers, corn dogs,
barbecue.
Tacos. There's
hibachi
grill. There's a lot of different options, you know.
Yep.
A lot more food and drinks. So,
and we're supposed to have somebody out there grilling hamburgers or hot dogs or something, kind of just in an open, just a quick, easy deal, grab and go, you know. Cassandra's kind of orchestrated all that, but we voiced our opinion about what we want, and we're just trying to do everything we can. I know everybody gets off the lake, man. They get up there in line, they won't give them something to eat.
Right.
You know, and that's what we want. We want y'all to be able to do. So parking. Just so y'all are aware, parking was a nightmare last year. There were so many people. We got parking lot attendants this year. The Annis Fire Department, they're all they're going to be out there parking. It's costing us money to have them out there, but we are going to have like 10 people parking vehicles this year. And that way we don't have all the wasted space like we did last year with cars parking, in boat parking, and things like that. So
yeah, they're the same ones that park for the Bassmasters when they come here.
Okay.
If you've ever been to the Bassmasters out there, when you roll in, there's going to be a guy going, go that way, turn here, pull here, park here. And they start at the front and they work their way back, and they're real organized with it. We'll have some, we'll do some shuttling like we did last year.
Yep.
And we just found out, I know the night after the concert, Wood County Sheriff's Department's going to be back out on the highway, stopping traffic, letting people out. That was a concern we had. Cassandra got that done. You know, like I said, bathroom.
Hey, and the hourly is going to be on the radio.
Yeah.
So we got confirmation on that today. So the hourly, you can listen to KMOO on the radio on Sunday. I think it's every 15 minutes. Like, so it just says 7:15. They're going to say nothing's been weighed in, or here's what's been weighed in. 7:30, they're going to give you an update. 7:45. That way you're sitting there at 7:45 and you got let's say you got a 190. And a 190 is going to cash you a check. And you're going, hey, I better roll my stuff up and get in there real quick, get in the line, because my 190 is still going to get me a check.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to have KMOO out there announcing the hourly. So you won't be listening to the radio in the boat, because they're going to give you the weights every 15 minutes of what's been weighed in.
And that'll save you some running time, because let's say you got 170 and it's going to take a 178 to get a check in this hour. Well, heck, I ain't got to run in. I'm going to keep fishing. I'm going to wait till the next hour, you know. And they do the same thing for the Sealy's Big Bass Tournament. And I listen to it. I'm out there running trips, or I'm just sitting at home. I listen to the radio just to listen to what's being weighed in the tournament, you know. So that's a cool deal. And that's something we can't do on Saturday because we don't have an hourly. So I'll promise you, we do it next year. We'll probably try to have them there both days. That'll be something that anglers will have, you know. that'll help you out on some of your running back and forth, you know.
Right.
And they tell you, hey, you got 15 minutes to get in line, you know. Weigh-in line's closed for this hour, you know, next hour starts. It's a pretty cool deal how they do it, and I'm excited. I was hoping we could get them, and I don't know how Cassandra done it. I don't know who she's paying off on the side, but she's getting some stuff done, man. I don't know how she does it, but she got it done.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it the best experience we could possibly do, and you know, she keeps hitting us with all this stuff. You know, like today with that happening, and I don't know, something else happened. She texts us about, I can't remember, and it's just, I mean, it's just been a lot of good, you know.
So I do have another question. So not pertaining to the tournament, but you can use this during the tournament. What setup do you got? Do you guys use a leader? Do you use braid? What do you have? How do you tie direct braid on to your jig, or what?
I'll start off on that. For me myself, if I'm fishing, I fish with, for the most part, 15-pound fluoro. If I'm guiding, I fish with 20-pound braid with a 15-pound fluoro leader. I like about a 4-foot leader. And the reason I like to do that is because when I'm guiding, I like to be able to see that line. It just helps me pick up a little bit better versus just looking for the bait. When I'm actually fishing myself, I pretty much know where the bait is. But with a client, you know, sometimes they're all over the place. And that line just helps you, you know, pick up on it. That's literally the only reason I personally guide with braid. But I run the fluoro leader as well because I like to fish with a lot of small baits. And like for me, on Sunday, I ran a guide trip. And I mean, these fish right now on Fork are suspended 35 to 48 foot deep.
Wow.
They are deep. And I'm fishing a 1 ounce egg weight with a 16th ounce jig beneath it. I don't really know that you have to fish one that small, but that's what I use. And man, I mean, when I tell my guy to push the button or open the bell, I want it rolling. And when you've got braid and you got a 3/4 ounce weight or a 1 ounce weight and a 16th ounce jig on it, you're going to spend more time trying to keep your jig untangled than you are fishing.
Especially dropping it down that deep.
Exactly. So that's what strictly put me to using fluoro more than anything.
I'm pretty much running straight 15-pound fluoro too right now. I'll run braid in the spring if I'm fishing shallow and running a 1/4 ounce jig head and stuff a lot where I don't worry about that tangle part. But I'm like Travis, I'm running 5/16 to a 1/2 ounce weight above a 16th or 1/8 ounce jig, and it's going to fall lopsided, you know.
Right.
That 15-pound fluoro is going to tangle less. Like Travis said, the problem without running the braid and the leader is the only thing that you miss is being able to see your braid live scope. I've kind of, in the beginning, that bothered me with clients, but I've kind of gotten used to it. I kind of just know where their line angle is and where the rod is, what to do, but I don't like tying that leader. I'm older. You see, I got my readers on just to see you guys. So I'm just running straight fluoro. When I run straight braid, I don't run a leader as well. I tie it straight to the jig.
What brand fluoro are you running?
I'm running a red CR.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I think Jerry gave me a spool, had about 100 feet on it or something of red. I've been guiding with that, but I mean, usually when I go buy it, I run yellow.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know the difference in the two. I ordered a 500-yard spool of it. Now, I will tell you this. If you want, I do have a spool of K9 high vis 6-pound. That's on all my casting rods. Eric Cagle turned me on to that. When he won Wally's last year, that's what he was running up there at Table Rock. He told me he felt like that was the best casting fluoro there was. I bought a spool of that. It's on all my casting rods, and I've got no issues. But I don't know if they even make a 15. I was running 12-pound, but you got a lot of knots in 12 pound as that spell. You'll get a lot of knots, and you'll still get one every now and then with 15, but a lot less. So I run bait casters. So the 15 spooled up. Hell, I could run 20 on there and I wouldn't have a problem. But on my little spinning reels, the 12 pound, that 15 stiff, it wants to jump off a little more. So I don't like it as well. That's one reason I run bait casters more. But if you're looking for a good casting, K9 6 pound high vis is awesome. It does cast good, really smooth. But I'm gonna tell you, if I hang up, I may break off more with that 15 pound fluoro than I did with 20 pound braid. But I've never broken a fish off with it. Like I filmed it today. I caught probably a 15 pound blue on it today. You know, I mean, that stuff is strong, like surprisingly strong. So, I kind of went that way. You know, I was talking to Kel the other day. He's kind of went from braid to fluoro more. I was kind of against it, but once I started running it, I knew that's what Travis run. That's what Hayden ran. A lot of these guys were running it. So I tried it. When we went to Table Rock, I took my braid off and spooled all that stuff up. And after I fished with it for a week, I kind of liked it, you know. And a lot less, like you said, when you're fishing deep, especially, a lot less tangles.
And I will say, I had one instance at Lake of the Pines. I will never forget this. And I'll be honest with you, stained water, anything like that, I've never felt like braid bothered them. I really haven't. I think you could fish braid on Lake Fork, and I don't think it would make any difference on any fish you caught. But we had an instance where me and Michael were fishing a tournament on Pines, and Michael had started using a fluoro leader, or all fluoro. I don't remember. I know he was using fluoro, and we were using exactly the same weight and exactly the same bait. And I dropped on multiple fish that would not bite, and he dropped on them with a fluoro leader, and they bit.
Yeah.
And from that day forward, I saw that those fish bit with exactly the same setup. It could have been 100% coincidental. Sometimes that Pines water is not that dirty, though. It's a little clearer than Lake Fork.
It is.
But I saw those fish not bite when I dropped braid on them, and I saw those fish bite when Michael dropped fluoro on them. And it kind of changed my whole outlook, on top of the tangling and things like that you know you deal with fishing a small bait with a heavy weight. And I got to where I don't fish with anything less than a 3/4 ounce weight above my jig at all times.
That's why you just had elbow surgery.
That's one of the reasons I just had elbow surgery. And I just saw that in my mind one day. And like I said, it could have been coincidental. But in my mind, I know me and Jerry were talking about this last week or so. Most of the time in a lot of these tournaments, it's one fish that separates the top 10, man.
Yeah.
And when all you're looking for is how can I get that little bit of edge? I need one extra fish to bite. And I sat there and watched 3 or 4 fish that Michael caught that I dropped on that did not bite. And I don't know, that has stuck with me. That was probably 3+ years ago, and that has just stuck with me. And that was one of the turning points of me going to straight fluoro.
I'll tell y'all this, way back, I'm talking, we're going pushing 20 years ago. Me and Paul's, he was guiding as well. We were fishing Ray Roberts up there, and I was running high vis mono back then. Because I wanted to be able to see my clients. This is pre-live scope. And Paul was fishing strand, 10-pound strand, clear blue fluorescent, which is kind of clear, but that clear blue fluorescent in the sun, it really shines. Like you can see your line really good. You could fish by Paul. I fishing beside him, same thing. Drop down a tree, he'd catch one. I couldn't. I dropped the eagle. Why didn't you catch that fish? He'd drop down there and catch it. This is no live scope. You know, we're just fishing. And finally, I was like, man, I don't get it. We're using the same jig head, everything. He's like, it's that damn line, you know? I'm like, no, man, it don't matter. Whatever. So I went and spooled up with 10-pound strand, And I noticed a big difference. So that water was really clear on Ray Roberts, in the summertime up there. So everybody asked me, do you think crappie or line shot? I want to say no, but I have seen a few instances where, yeah, it made a difference. Like Travis said, now guiding or just fun fishing. No, I don't think it's enough difference to worry about. But like he said, in a tournament where it's one fish separating the top 5, that one extra bite, and now when you can see what's going on with these fish, I do feel like I have a little more confidence now when I drop that fluorocarbon down on them than I did straight braid. I just have that little more confidence, and that's one less thing I got to worry about them being worried about.
Right.
So and it's what everybody likes. Any name brand. And there's things about fluoro I don't like. It's stiff. I don't particularly like it in cold weather. It's like it gets real stiff, compared to mono, but it doesn't have that stretch. But yet it does sink where mono wants to float. So, when you're trying to get it down there, it's not trying to float, it helps you a little bit. And that's the whole deal we've learned with live scope. That's why Travis used a 3/4 ounce weight. Get it on them fish as quick as possible. The quicker you can get it on them, the better chance you got to catch them.
Right.
Where we used to a slow fall on that 1/8 ounce jig, on 10 pound, we felt like that fall rate was just a perfect fall rate to catch that. You see that line go slack and jump, boy, you had him,
Yep.
We don't get to experience that now with live scope. That's one thing I miss about, fishing that way is you don't get that on the fall bite like you used to get with just without a weight above it, But we don't have to do that now because we know to stop it and put it right on his nose.
Right.
So, it's just, I've told people this forever. Whatever you have the most confidence in is what you need to fish with. And that goes with the bait brand, the bait color, the jig head, the line, the reel, the rod, whatever it is. Because if you've ever been fishing and somebody hands you a bait and you're like, man, that ain't going to work. It probably ain't going to work. You done had it in your mind it won't work. But if you know that, man, this bait always catches them, I got a lot of confidence in it. And when you set that hook, hey, I trust my line, my rod, everything I got, you're going to fish better.
Right.
You're not worrying about you're focusing on that bite. You're not focusing on, man, I hope this line don't break. I hope this rod don't break, stuff like that,
Yeah. So y'all will be live tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Facebook at 7:30?
7:30.
Kale Ward to be on there with us. And if you haven't ever listened to Kale, man, he's something, and he's knowledgeable. He's good at what he does. I tell people all the time, he's probably one of the best guides in the country, if not the best. Man, he's a good guy, and he's not bashful about telling you what he knows.
He ain't got nothing to hide.
He has nothing to hide. Here's Kale's deal. I'll give you everything I got. I'll even give you my boat. I'll jump in yours. I'm still going to outfish you. So that's his mentality, and I think you listen to him, you'll pick up a little bit here and there from him that might help you out, and so I'm excited. I always love listening to Kale talk, and we've done a lot of lives together, and it's always been good. So,
but it's kind of like going back to Crappie Fest, talking about Kale Ward, and talking about meeting people and everybody being just outgoing. There's not one person at one of these tournaments that you're going to walk up to. You've seen a lot of these guys on social media or online, and there's going to be a lot of guys at the event like that. Every single one of them would shake your hand and talk crappie fishing with you. Every single one of them. And they're going to tell you what they did. I don't know one of them that would come in there and that would pretty much, they're not going to lie to you about what they did. They're stand-up guys. And I think that's just what, when I got into tournament crappie fishing, like, I shot a lot of docks and I did things like that pre-live scope. I didn't know a lot about tournament crappie fishing. I mean, I got in there, got me some live scope, and man, I thought I was onto it. And I went out there. I remember I fished my first tournament on Lake Palestine. I think I got 26th out of about 30. And but what I learned was if you go to these events and you get around these guys, you're gonna learn stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna pick up on stuff and you're gonna talk stuff and go, man, I never thought about that. And I always try to tell people, man, if you go to these events, that's not just Crappie Fest, that's Crappie Anglers of Texas, your local events, y'all's tournament trail. You're gonna learn things by just going to the event and just out there talking to people, that things you would never even thought of that they're gonna help your learning curve.
Right.
Yeah, that's why like Friday night will be fun. That's we talk about cat tournaments. We all go and we get a cabin and man, we used to play poker. We sit around and have a cold drink and grill something or go eat. And we're all just hanging around the boats the night before. I used to tell people that's when you learn something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you can walk up to Paulo Beer and go, man, what about this? What he's going to tell you something about that, a little bit, but day of the tournament, he's all business, so that's where you learn a lot. Like Travis said, that type of stuff. And
yeah. Kel Ward might not stop and talk to you on the lake, but I promise you he'll talk to you at the weigh-in.
Right.
Yeah. Well, in Crappie Fest and all the guys, everybody says it. I even said it. It's a different tournament.
Yep.
It's fun and we all want to win, but it's not
not high pressure.
It's not high pressure like going and fishing the Crappie Masters or a cat tournament when everybody's there, or a championship. It's a lot more fun involved in it. And because it's one fish, we feel like, hey, there's so much luck involved in it that there's no use losing sleep over it, and people are going to be a lot more willing to share. And that's why Friday night I think will be cool, because we'll have a lot of these guys out there. People come and they're going to be willing to share some information with you, right then, and ask questions, and I don't know, like Travis said, I don't know any of them. Even Jordan will talk to you probably,
Right.
You might not believe what he says, but
we give Jordan a hard time. We give Jordan a hard time, because Jordan he earns it. He earns it. Jordan, but we love Jordan, and man, you corner him out there. I promise you, he's gonna help you out if he can.
Yeah, without a doubt. I had a blast. Last year.
I was actually talking to. Oh, go ahead, SK.
I'll invite anybody that crappie fish, man. It's a great
Something
time
happened.
to go apart. Can't hear me?
Oh, we got SK back. All y'all went black.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah.
And I mean the screen.
Oh wow. But I'll invite anybody that crappie fish to come to it, man. It's an awesome time up there.
Yeah, but I was actually talking to a buddy on the way home tonight. Jeff probably knows him, Kyle Jones.
Yeah,
Kyle. And Kyle said, man, it sucks for you and Jerry not being able to fish. I said, I know. It was literally the funnest tournament we fished all year. And I said, and I told Kyle, I said, you know what though, man? It is bittersweet not being able to fish it. But I am happy that we own it, because I feel like we've tried to do the right things with it. And it was such a good event. I'm glad me and Jerry, took it over, and like I said, but again, it is bittersweet.
Yeah.
We can control what happens.
But y'all fish fork all the time, so
yeah. But I still like to fish Crappie Fest.
Oh yeah. I never won. I got the year before, the last year year before we bought it, I had a 244 and 245 won. I got third because there was two 245s. There was actually two 244s, and I was that close to winning it now. And I wanted to win Crappie Fest so bad, just to say I did it, because it was such a big tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and but like I said, it's so much fun, guys. We take it serious, but it's not so serious that it's not a good time for everybody.
Right.
You will not be left in the dark I promise you show up. You catch me, Travis, anybody that's around here, people will help you out if you got any problems. It's a good area down here. if you got any problems that week, man, Sarton Marine, we've got places that will help you get back on the water as quick as they can. You know, it's a great area to have this tournament, you know, and there'll be a lot of food and a lot of fun and fellowship going on all week long, you know.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And I'll
be there the full week.
I will say as well, you know, we do a drawing. We have some door prizes. We have guide trips we give away. We have a big green egg donated. I don't know what all we got. We got a big a fire pit, one of them smokeless fire pit deals, you know, $600 fire pit donated already. There's going to be a lot of stuff in the drawings. But we do have a veterans drawing as well.
Right.
And our veteran, same deal as last year.
I'll be right back.
Our same deal as last year. You get your ticket for the veterans drawing when you come check your fish. Don't cost nothing. And hey, we were sitting at the bar the other night, Saturday night, having a couple drinks. The guy walks up and was like, "Hey, I donated to the veterans last year. I'm gonna give y'all 150 this year." And then me and Jerry were like, "Well, we'll throw in 150 a piece." And then the guy sitting beside Jerry was like, "I'll do 150." And then Denise walks in and she's like, "Hey, put me down for 150." And that's all for the veterans. Like, we're gonna give it away, you know, in drawings and things like that. So, you know, if any of you guys are watching out there, want to do anything for the drawing, want to donate anything to Crappie Fest, want to be a sponsor, want to donate to the veteran side in any way, we're game for everything.
Yeah, and what's super cool too is you don't have to fish the tournament to win a lot of these drawings.
Nope.
We have a big raffle that's going on.
Right.
Yep.
Now for the veterans deal, they had to fish the tournament to get.
Yeah, they just get that where they got to be signed up.
Yeah, just got to sign up for the tournament. They don't have
to. Got to sign up. You ain't got to wait. You ain't got to check a fish.
Yeah.
No, it's not about none of that. And then, you know, the kids side of it, kids fish free.
Yep.
We'll have rod and reel combos for kids. There'll be, I know,
Wind Rider shirts.
Pack. I'm sure Bobby Garland's putting another big tackle pack. There's been a lot of stuff for the kids. The kids actually can win money in this tournament without paying an entry fee. So we had 100 and I want to say like 127 last year on the
Something
kids.
Like,
So, you know, Cassandra's thinking we're going to be pushing 200 kids this year, you know.
Yeah.
So that whole side of it, the parents can bring their kids out, let their kids fish. You know, parents don't even have to fish. We'd like to see the parents fish.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many ways to win some money at this tournament, you know.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody, I hadn't seen any questions pop up over in the comments, but if anybody had questions, would you guys want to put your or a number out to maybe Cassandra or one of you guys to where they can contact you if they had any questions?
I don't know how to do that, but
we can just say it.
Oh, my phone number, my personal cell phone number is 903-474-5739.
Yep, mine is 214-544-3678. And if you're on Facebook, which a lot of people are, Crappie Fest, you see our Facebook page, you can message us there. And if you message us there, me, Travis, and Cassandra, we all three will see that message. I
guarantee you, unless you email us in the middle of the night, which it wouldn't surprise me if Cassandra doesn't answer that one. But I mean, I promise you, if you send a message to Crappie Fest, you have a response within about 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I had a guy call me today while I was on a lake, and he call me. He had a question. When I called him back, his question was, is forward-facing sonar allowed? And I'm like, for sure, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, well, it didn't say on the page, which I forgot to say anything, Cassandra. And I don't know. It's allowed. You know, live bait's allowed. You know,
but we do give away though some prizes for top finishing, like if you use the Bobby Garland or if you use, you know, let's say Outlaw Pole. I don't know what all those are going to be. We pay top female first responder, top male first responder. I can't remember what all we paid, but we tried to go through and put together so many aspects of ways people could win money.
There was farthest traveled. Somebody from Washington State.
Oldest. We paid the oldest.
Yeah, oldest angler. We paid last place won $150.
Wow. There you go. I got a chance.
Well, I mean, you know.
Hey, we paid the smallest fish.
somebody's going to come in last.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody. So they got $150. So guess what? They made $50 off of it.
Yeah. So this is a good question from Joe. He's over in California, and he's asking if there's any boat rental places on Lake Fork.
Man, there is, but man, I haven't heard a lot of good things about that place. I just seen a big deal this weekend. It got sold and somebody new bought it. I don't know that I would rent from that place from what I've been reading. But so yes, there is Lake Fork boat rentals, but do your own studying into that, whether you're willing to do it,
Hey, SK, go back to that one that was asking about. I want to answer. I can't remember his name. I thought I said
JR.
John. Yeah, John.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, John, send us a message. I guarantee you we can put that on Facebook and find you somebody to fish with.
Yeah, that's a good question, John. And I like Travis said, somebody.
If you will go to our Facebook page and send us a message, I guarantee you we will find you somebody to fish with.
There's a lot of guys that's what they usually use. A lot of guys. I know Tommy Zell. He usually has someone fishing with him. He has in the past that's not a partner or something. Bringing someone.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We haven't discussed payouts for each hour. Usually Jane, Jerry's wife, kind of handles payouts. That is not something we have discussed just yet. But I am assuming, Jane is not going to wait to the end of the day and write 65 checks.
Yeah, I don't know how that generally on an hourly tournament, they typically, because we'll have some lie detectors on Sunday as well.
That's absolutely
we'll
right.
Have a lie detector on Saturday, so be prepared. Typically, here's how an hourly goes. You weigh it in, you weigh your fish in, and you leave. You don't have to hang around to even see if you won the hour. You can leave. It's going to be on the radio, so they're going to say, John Smith won the first place in the last hour. He's already back out fishing. He goes, heck, I ended up winning, stuff like that. The checks are typically, once we get those hours, the ones that aren't going to be lie detect, we can write those checks out. If we do lie detect the other ones, we can't write them yet. So that's the whole deal. Like, we don't want to write a first place to a guy that's going to have to take a lie detector, because if he doesn't pass it, second place now is first place. So typically you're going to have to wait till the end of the tournament to get your check. Now, if you need to leave for some reason, and this isn't something we're talking about, but this happened last year. It took me and my wife about, Travis, 2 weeks to get all the money mailed. We had to mail some checks out to people that could not hang around.
Yep.
So now, if you win over, $600, you got to fill out a 1099.
1099.
So
you ain't getting your check without a 1099.
Yeah. So what we did with some people, we mailed them a 1099. When they mailed it back to us, we mailed them their check. So we'd rather not go through that, but if that's something we know we're gonna deal with a little bit of that. So, but so that's kind of I don't know if I answered your question or not. But
we'll just, I think just between us, me, Jerry, and Cassandra over the next, and Jane, obviously in the check, we can look into that, because obviously our first place anglers are going to be the one that's going to be in the more question for a polygraph.
Probably your top 3 places or something.
Yeah. And I don't know. So it's a good question. And I'm glad you brought it up so we can kind of address it.
Yeah. But before you decide you're not coming, don't not come because of that. Let us work on it. And if there's a specific reason you're asking that question, feel free to call one of us and let's talk about it, and just see what the reason behind your question. Try to give you all the information that we can give you,
Yeah, he's gonna try to sneak away and go to a different lake that's up there. I already know. I know Squid. I know what he's wanting to do. Yeah. He's wanting to fish that tournament, but he want to go fish another lake too.
Well, what lake would you rather fish than Lake Fork?
I know. But yeah, I already know it's another good lake up there.
One of them lake no can
no
can
tell. Yeah.
Well, me and Travis has been to that one of them no can tell lakes up there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, you can have that sucker. Them are some no biting fish. I needed some dynamite or a snagging hook or something.
Hey, me and Jerry been to some of that high fence fishing. We still can't catch them.
I couldn't. Wow. We went out. We decided we're gonna go out there one afternoon. The fish are gonna come up off the bottom about dark, and they're gonna bite. We fished hour after dark. We ain't got one to bite yet. I said, the heck with it. Now we did go to another little high fence lake, and we smoked them. We had a blast, Yeah.
But y'all ever fish limestone?
I've been there once.
Long time ago.
Man, it's a good fishing lake, man. I like it a lot.
Travis, you were there fishing the state championship.
Yeah, that's where I fished it. Was that East Texas Trail State Championship?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that lake a lot.
Yeah.
Got some good fish in it. I mean, no Lake Fork fish, but it fish a lot better than what we got down here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I've heard about Houston County. You got some pretty good fish.
Oh yeah, it was tough that day we was on it though. It was super tough.
Yeah.
But it's a good lake though.
Yes, sir.
But you know, all lakes can be tough, but the quality is there.
Now, I can't remember his name. Slab. He said Georgia. Is that where you're from?
Terry. Yeah, Terry.
Yeah.
He lives in Houston now. Mm-hmm. He lives in Houston now, but
now you live in Houston.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where at in Georgia were you?
Atlanta. Yeah. Fayetteville.
You ever fished Gunnersville when you was over that way?
I have. Gunnersville, Wise, Logan Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fished a classic on Gunnersville one time, and once again, we're talking 2005, 20 years ago. All I remember is big tugboats, hydrilla, and a 40-mile run up that river to where we finally caught fish.
Wow.
And big bluff walls.
A long way up that river. But, man, there's some big old fish in that lake, though.
Oh, yeah.
Big fish.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
I
appreciate y'all coming
on.
Bluff walls.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all coming on.
Well, I appreciate you having us on. We always enjoy talking and appreciate your support of Crappie Fest. And
without a doubt. We'll do this again when we get a little bit closer, just to keep people, let them know that we still got it going on. And I'm quite sure more questions will come up.
Hey, and I do see John. Yeah, John had a comment there. Hey, listen, John, the boat lane is marked with buoys. You can run either side of the buoys. You can go to like Lake Fork Marina. There's several places around the lake. They sell a map card. That map card will actually help you and give you unmarked boat lanes as well.
Yeah.
But honestly, just that time of year, you can run the entire lake from one end to the other, essentially in the boat lane that's marked with buoys.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're gonna see a ton of boats out there crappie fishing.
Yeah.
And all you got to do once you get out of that boat lane, you just auto ride in that timber and you start fishing. This lake is easy to catch crappie in.
It is.
And if you'll follow Crappie Fest and watch some of our lives as we get a little bit closer, you'll hear some areas of the lake. You can pull up a map for the live. You'll hear us talking about areas of the lake. Man, you can get a hold of me and Travis. We're more than we'll give you some ideas, some areas where you want to try. I tell people all the time, if you've never been to Fort, get you a chip, follow that chip, and once you get out of that bow lane, trim it up a little bit and go slow if you don't know where you're at.
And go to
there's
fish.
Timber absolutely everywhere.
50 foot of water.
Yeah. So, you can, I was fishing the other day down south and we were 54 foot of water and the tree sticking up top of the water. You know, that's a tall tree.
Yeah.
And now a lot of this timber and fork is broken off because like when they drew the lake down 9 foot, there was a lot of timber exposed that had never been exposed, in it. So that timber won't rot as long as it's underwater, but as soon as the air hits it, it starts rotting. So a lot of it's broken off. So it depends on the lake level. Like right now, it's 4 foot low. It's pretty dangerous. you know, if you get out of it.
Yes, it's not dangerous in the boat lane, but like Jay said, if you get out of
boat lanes at all. But if you get out of it, there's places that I could usually run if it was 4 foot higher. I would never hit anything. But now that stuff's right at the top of the water because it's 4 foot difference, you know. Yep. So has to do with the lake level a lot. As long as you go slow, take your time. If you get out of the boat lanes, you're going to be good. It's you know, there's no reason to be scared of bumping a stump, you know, if you're going slow.
If you're going slow, that's the key. Yeah. Idle if you're out of that boat lane.
And like I said, you can invest. What is them chips, Travis? 20, 30 bucks?
40, maybe.
40? I don't know.
I know in y'all's live last year, y'all recommended a particular chip. It was really nice. It was really marked. It was a guy's name. I can't remember the exact chip.
Lance Bick.
Lance Bick card. Yeah.
I run Lance Bick's, I don't know if it's guide lanes or boat lanes. What do they call it?
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's all the marked stuff because you got to think those buoys, they can float off a little bit, but that lane is going to be where the exactly lane is. But then there's unmarked boat lanes, you know, like north, there's Old Well 1, Old Well 2, there's a secret, there's several cuts that are clear to run, but they're just not marked by buoys. So if the lake is down like it is now, they're pretty easy to see. It's real easy to see Old Well 1. You know, you can see like there's timber on each side and there's a big open highway. But if the lake's up 4 foot, you can't see anything on either side, so you're not really sure where it is. You got to use that chip. I use it. I got on this lake. I started fishing in 91, and I run a map and I run that lane everywhere I go. You know, still this day because I want to stay in those lanes. And but it's tell people it's not as intimidating as people make it sound. I hear people like, I'd never put my boat on that lake. Why? I mean, just go slow. You're not going to hurt anything. I ran up on a stump today, idling in. I was on my phone answering a text, got off. Next thing you know, I run up on a stump. I just put it in neutral and let it float off and went around it. You know, I mean, it's going to happen to everybody.
Yep, it is. It is. The key thing though is just once if you're not in the boat lane, go slow.
Yeah. And run. You know, I run my side imaging and. Man, I've got little cuts and stuff. I've got places. I tell my customer all the time, like, don't do what I'm fixing to do. Don't run where I'm fixing to run. It took me a long time to mark this little lane. I'll mark it, make me a little trail, and I can run back into creeks where I wouldn't recommend doing it. Now with the lake down 4 foot, I won't even do it. You know, It's just, you know, but man, it's a pretty awesome lake. You know, I mean, there's so many places. I start thinking about. I went up there today and caught some shallows. I'm starting to think about spring already, you know, and
I think these fish are too.
We need some rain really bad to bring this lake up and get some. I want to get this water in this grass because my favorite thing to do is turn that live scope off and drop them power poles and jigging them weeds, you know. I like catching them 2 foot deep, you know.
And but where's your water temp up there now?
54 to 55 degrees.
Okay.
You know, it really hasn't got, I've seen 53. You know, we've had a mild winter so far. You know?
Yeah.
And now we could have ice in February. We know that. But I'm seeing fish already. It's one reason I ran north today because we're 7th of January. There's already some fish in places I didn't expect them to be. We're about 2 weeks away from catching roamers up north in shallow water. 2 to 3 weeks. Not because of water temp, but because of length of day. Just because of the time of year. You know, those fish are going to start making their move from that 50-foot water and 40-foot water. They're slowly going to start working their way back up the lake. Because sometime in February, they could spawn if they wanted to, if the water got right. So, you know, we're getting there. You know, winters don't last as long as people think, really, because I was catching fish in an area. I caught them today on my ditch. I call it that. I caught them in November, run a bunch of trips, and then all of a sudden it was a ghost town. They were gone. There's fish already back there right now. Now, they're not much further north than that, but they've made it that far. So that told me a lot about where I don't have to run all the way down to 50-foot water now to run trips. And I never even saw another boat within a mile of me today. So those fish are starting to move their way back up there. So,
yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, we're I think I seen 65 in a couple of areas today down here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna be on the banks for long. Something don't happen.
Yep.
You can break them waders out.
No, I don't wait down here. We got too many gators.
I know where SK was going with that.
Hey, Paul was telling me a story. Paul said they were fishing a tournament. It was crappie. Man, it turned into Crappie USA, but where they used to tag them crappie and crappie-thon. I think they was fishing a crappie-thon tournament, and they were on Livingston. Back then, you could get out of your boat, you and your partner, and wade or whatever. You had to stay within, say, 50 foot of each other. Mm-hmm. And Paul and his partner was wading up in a little slough up there in Kickapoo, and Paul said he's wading up through there, and his buddy said, Paul said, you caught him? He said, I caught 2 good ones right there under that log. Paul said,
that ain't no log.
You talking about that log? He said, yeah. He said, that ain't no log. He said, about 11-foot gator sitting there. Oh, shoot. Hey, he said, we walked on water getting out of there. Marty didn't even realize it was a gator. He was dropping that jig around.
Wow.
And so he said, man, there's some big gators up there in Kickapoo.
Yeah. Everywhere. Every lake down here now.
Yeah.
I mean, every lake.
We got them on Fort, but they're not everywhere. But like Travis, he knows if it's warm, we go show you a 10, 11 footer probably tomorrow,
Yep.
But
they got certain areas of lake up in Little Caney where they're at.
Yeah, Little Caney's where most of them are.
Yeah.
Which from where I'm sitting, it's only about a quarter mile maybe behind me, where they're at.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna run a little tournament here on Lake Houston Saturday. And I'm trying to push these guys to get the fever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
everybody on the panel here was at Crappie Fest. So
yeah.
I gotta get these other guys on board.
Yeah, good deal.
So
yeah, we got our first tournament on Palestine in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
We'll be down there and fishing.
Well, Travis not fishing just yet, but
well, good. Yeah. That's one less one I got to
beat. Hey, you see, he didn't say worry about beating. He said that one that I gotta beat.
I don't have to beat. There's one I don't have to worry about beating. Yeah. Okay. No, I got to worry about beating him. That's one I just don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
And Jordan's still in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 I don't have to worry about beating.
That's what's up.
I just hope Kel don't get a wild hair and want to drive down there.
Hey, you might have a chance.
Yeah. He might need a partner. I may see if he needs a partner.
I just hope Dylan ain't got his rabbit foot.
It's something that I've been seeing down here. I want to ask you guys if you ever see it up there. Right now, I'm having to change jig colors. It's been staying fairly consistent, but early morning before the sun gets up, I can use a blue and white, and the fish react to it really well. After the sun lightens up the horizon a little bit, it's like they can't see it. Yeah. And I'll have to go to a green, and they eat it like they're starving. Then once the sun get up in the sky, they act like they can't see that green. And today I found that after and they bit that to finish off my trip was orange. Y'all ever have to change colors like that?
Well, I think you just explained why like Bobby Garland has 80-something colors.
Yeah.
Little shades of different, Yeah.
I know light penetration in that water make a big difference for them, but I rarely hear people. I'm talking about in the same day within 30 minutes, just the position of the sun.
Yeah, is your watercolor off or something like that?
Yeah, it is off. Yeah.
Yeah, and that might have something to do with it. But I started with a new color they've got out. It's called Wanted Monkey, which is a monkey milk bottom belly with a kind of a chartreuse top. Really good looking bait. I started on that this morning, and man, they bit it really good. I say morning. I got out there about 10 o'clock. I wasn't in a hurry. And then I got several fish that just didn't react to it as well. And I changed to a blue chrome, which is another new color. The reason I went to those colors because I've never fished with them because they're brand new colors Bobby Garland just come out with. And it's a blue back with a real sparkly silver belly on it. And once that sun got up, blue on fork in the wintertime is anything with a little blue. I don't care if it's a monkey milk or anything that's got a blue tint to it is typically a good place to start. And they really reacted to that bait really good later. Better, I mean, that was two extremes from a chartreuse monkey milk to a blue silver, pretty big contrast difference and same bait. And I have seen it, we were talking about this. Somebody made a post. I'm going to be honest with you. Years ago, 20 years ago, when me and Paul first started fishing together, we both were guilty. We carried two baits, chartreuse and white, black and chartreuse. Only two baits I had. And Paul would literally get to the lake, drop a bait in the water and go, yeah, I need to use a black today and fish with it all day. Or white and chartreuse. Typically in the summer, we fished white and chartreuse. Now with live scope, I see that I feel like color. I always said that it's presentation, profile, then color. That's kind of your 3 steps, I felt like. But now I feel like the presentation and your profile still matter just as much, if not more. But the color seems to matter a lot more. That I don't know if it's because they're used to seeing baits. So many, the pressure, I don't know what it is, but I find myself now switching baits a lot more than I ever did. And one reason is I've got 400 colors in my boat now. I've got every color, like I said, 80 something colors Bobby Garland makes. So I can do it, but I do see where just a slight color change. I tell people all the time, if that bait's not in the back of that fish's mouth, I want him to choke it. And when he's choking it, you've got your profile right and you got your color right. If these fish are coming off, they're seeing it, they're hitting it, but they're coming off, you just need to change something slightly. Maybe you need to downsize your profile a little bit or change the color a little bit, shade a little bit more to see if you can get them to choke it. If they're not reacting to it, I always feel like they're not seeing it, And then
that's what I'd say.
If they don't react, and that's the problem, Travis, that little lake we was talking about we went to the other day. I don't think that water's so muddy, I don't know them fish can see anything in it, But the lake is always muddy, and these fish aren't skinny, so they're eating something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's why when people say color doesn't matter, I can probably prove you wrong on a weekly basis or a daily basis.
Send them to Lake Houston. Send them to Lake Houston. I promise you they'll change their mind on that.
Color does matter.
It does.
And like you said, it can from morning to afternoon or middle of the day, it can change throughout the day. That quick, Hey, I've been telling people, and my wife hates when I say this, but I say, crappie are like women. If you don't like what they're doing, wait 30 minutes.
Wait 30 minutes, exactly.
And they're going to change.
That's the one thing that I know that is consistent with crappie.
Yeah.
They gonna make a change.
That's why we chase them so hard,
Exactly.
And I'm sure, bass fishermen might say the same thing, but I think weather, everything seems like everything affects a crappie negatively. You get very few days where everything is 100% perfect for them. So that's why we keep chasing them.
Yes, sir. If it wasn't a challenge, it wouldn't be fun.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna jump off here.
Me too.
SK, thank you for having me on. Me and Jerry.
We'll do it.
I didn't get in from work till 7 o'clock. I got in, literally ate dinner, sat down just a few minutes, fed a few cows, and it got my hair cut, and then it was time to be on here.
All right. We'll catch up a little later.
Hey, thank y'all. Good to see y'all. JJ, look forward to seeing you here shortly.
Yes, sir.
All right. See y'all.
All right. Peace. All right, guys. As we always say, we'll be back next week. Oh, well, I guess we still here. We can talk. What's up with the tournament? Who, JJ? Y'all know you fishing the tournament, right?
I'm gonna try and make it. Yeah, you know me. I don't want to miss them, but
yeah,
I might have something going on Saturday. If not, I'll let you know though.
Okay.
Terry? Well, there's one less person I got to worry about beating.
I was thinking the same thing. I might get to move up the spot.
JJ. I ain't no threat.
Yeah, okay.
Clint, I don't know if you see my comment on Facebook, but man, I'm gonna tell you, these big fish are just popping up and just. I mean, I'll fish a stretch and just catch really nice fillets, and then bam, I'm looking like, wow, look at that big fish. But there ain't just no one area that they're stacked up in, man. These
so
gonna have to cover some water.
Yeah,
that's the only way it's gonna work.
Sure.
To get the big.
I planned on going New Year's Day, and I messed around here and didn't get to go. And then I went to fish Lake No Cantel. So I'm gonna go catch me one of the big black crappie. I went up there, man. I caught a bunch of fish, just nothing big. But that presentation up there, and it's a clear water lake, like super clear. So man, I could hold that bait. I'm telling you, 3 foot above them fish's head, and they were just swarming it.
Yeah,
a presentation I ain't never seen before. But I'm telling you, you can drop that bait as fast as you can and stop it 2 foot above it. But you got to drop it as fast as you can, stop it 2 foot, and as soon as that bait gets even under the bottom, start easing it back up, and they would shoot off the bottom and hit it. And I was like, man, it took me forever to figure that out. I was casting to them, eventually how I figured it out, and I got where I could sit on top of them. But you had to stop that bait way above them, and as soon as that bait got even there, you had to start pulling it back up, and it was, I don't know, 35 foot of water. And that fish would shoot off the bottom 4 foot up there and grab it. But if you just held it,
was they just parked on the bottom, or was it structure down
parked
there?
It had some structure down there too. But
okay.
Yeah, it was amazing on that. I'd never seen that before. I was going to ask you guys if y'all had ever seen that presentation where I'm talking about just stop it instantly and then just take it away from them.
No, the lake that I've seen the fish the most aggressive on is Fork. And you know, I always have I set my depth before I even get to the fish, right? And some of those fish I could be 2 to 3 foot away from getting to them, and you can see them turning away from the tree to look at that bait and coming to it. And as soon as I see them start turning, I'll just start raising, and bam, they turn up and come and hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fun fishing like that, man. But we just don't have that down here. Yeah, we got to hit them in the head down here with a hammer before they realize that bait's close to them.
Yeah, I shake my rod tip so crazy sometimes just to get their attention. But once I get their attention, I don't shake it anymore. I just start pulling it from them.
That's right. Yep. It's crazy how it works like that, but
yeah. So probably, Clint, just what was going on is dropping it really fast to them, and when you stopped it right there, it got their attention really quick. You know what I mean?
That's what I had to have, because I tried to ease it down at first. I tried to ease it down on top of them, and just ease it down and then set it there, and then try to wait on the reaction, which it's hard to tell on that bottom to see that reaction. But you see a reaction's coming out, and then I start taking it away, and they would just come up there and look at it, and then break right back off. Now I tried baits and size and profile, and finally I went back to the original bait because I got a few, short strikes on it. And when I started that fast reaction away from them, man, it was like almost every time you get on top of them, you could catch one.
Yeah. Yep. Saturday we're gonna have some wind. I don't know how much rain we're planning on getting. Hopefully, it's not enough to muddy the lake back up. The clarity is green, but it's still real cloudy.
Yeah,
it's real cloudy.
I'm hoping, but weather ain't looking too permit. But I'm hoping to get out Friday and try to find something.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've been out there.
Well, it's gonna be raining.
All this week so far, I've been seeing a few fish suspended. But the bigger fish, man, I'm talking about. I'm having to get that jig right there, line it up with the little hole that I can get through the brush to drop down there on them. They are very deep in the structure. Very deep. So That's what I've been found. That's what I've found. So
you obviously been finding something, man. I've been seeing them pictures. You've been
yeah,
piling them up there, man.
Yeah, we've been getting on, man. The thing is, those are just mostly, man. It's been some good fish in the mix, but those are mostly just eater fish, you know.
Yeah, be able to do it consistently over there. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah. If you fish it enough, it's all about moving. That's what if you think you're gonna get on one pile and catch a bunch of fish, it's just not gonna happen on Lake Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You may pick one or two, sometimes maybe three, but after that, you got to move on.
Man, I don't never even think I can catch more than a bunch. You know, I'm not going to catch a bunch at a pile usually.
Yeah.
I get one or two, and I'm just moving on constantly anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I've did some guide trips on Conroe though, because I'm talking 10 to 12, sometimes 13, 14 fish off a pile.
Yeah.
When they're stacked up, but you
Mhm.
almost never see that on Lake Houston.
Yeah, they were stacked up on Conroe on Sunday on timber, but they was at the bottom.
Yeah.
Of every piece of timber I saw, they was at the very bottom of it. So you had to really, get down there. But,
Yep. But the numbers are definitely bouncing back on Houston. The numbers are really bouncing back. I think those 2 years those fish spawning. I'll tell you what, I've been catching some fish. We dropping so deep in this, and jig falling through, and a little bitty 4 to 6 inch crappie will whack that jig. This time of year, 4 to 6 inches. Crazy, but it's good that we got those small fish, because that's saying that they had a successful spawn.
Yep.
SK, the big ones I saw the other day were under 12 to 14 feet limb, and I could not. Yeah. I've seen that a lot. A lot of the fish that I see, it's impossible to get a jig to them. Impossible. But that's what we got right now.
Well,
it's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna try and make it, because I don't want to miss one. You know me.
Yeah. Well, hey, I always say there are more important things than crappie fishing. One thing I will say, I think we're gonna have Jim. Jim will be back. He just got his boat out of the shop. He had some health issues, so he's gonna be back on the fishing the tournaments. That's a good thing.
For sure.
And a couple other guys that said that they were going to participate, but that's yet to be seen. We need more than 3 boats. I know that much. Lake Houston.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one for 2 years now, man. That's where I did all my practicing and all my breaking in, and it really helped. I'd advise anybody, man. You get live scope. I mean, you go to one of them easy lakes to catch you some easy fish and understand the concept. Then go to Houston and really dial it in. You can really.
It helps you with your boat control.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can dial it in though, because you got to be dead like you talk all the time. You got to put it on the head there, and not know 4 inches ain't gonna do you no good.
No,
you got to be right on it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even see the jig. That's how I mean. That's when I'm poking him in the eye. You know the jig is right there. You know that he's facing this way. You get that jig, and the jig disappears, and then finally he's like, "Oh, look at here." You see them let that little flutter finally. But yeah, those fish that's just Lake Houston fishing. You know, my client today, he has an active target, but he never got to see what he got to see today. And he was like, "Man, I don't think." I'd say, "All right, try your way on this fish." And it just, it's super finesse, but you got to be so close to him. It's not just finesse fishing, especially not today. Those fish I'm talking about, you check that jig, you made one wrong move, he go from this to this and just go on back down to the bottom.
Yeah, I really hate when I'm giving it action and I give it action at the wrong time. Like the fish reacts and I give it one more action and then he just gone.
He's gone. God. It's over.
And you know the bad part is, as soon as you do it. As soon as you do it, you know it.
Yep. That's Lake Houston, man. But it's a fun lake to fish. I like it a lot.
I got a question for you, SK, on Limestone up north. Is that where you found them fish at, or Mid Lake?
Mid Lake. I think that's classified Mid Lake, right? Right there where we launched from.
Mm-hmm.
I just went straight across the lake.
If y'all notice something, SK never really leaves the ramp.
But I think I had him.
The side where the launch is.
Mm-hmm.
I found some good fish right there, but they were blackfish. But the other spot, I found some really good whitefish. I say, well, if I got two choices. If I go over here and the white crappie are biting, I'm gonna do really good. But if they're not, I can go back over here and but I'm glad that the white crappie were cooperating because over there was sort of semi-protected.
Man, I feel like I was on the right fish over there. I was on the other side of the lake. I feel like we got 2 hours in the morning and about 40 minutes in the evening. The wind let us do it. I feel like I was on the right fish. Just I couldn't hang in there, man. I done broke transducer off the back of the boat, knocked the head unit down. Oh yeah, trying to stay. Because I feel like I had the right fish. You know, I tried to stay in there as long as I could. Finally, we had to bail out of it, but
yeah,
that's all part of it, man.
One area was timber, and I got it was showing on my map that it had a little lane to go through, but there wasn't no lane. But I caught some good fish over there. I was like, man, I don't want to tear nothing up, so I'm not gonna mess with that area. But yeah, that's a really good fishing lake, man. I wish it was so much closer because I'd love to do guide trips on there. Yeah, those fish, if you get that jig, and now I will tell you, a lot of the fish that it was sort of like fishing Lake Houston. But they will, once you got it in there to them, I'm not saying you had to get all the way in the structure, but if you got it semi close to them, you can see them turning it up, and they were coming out of that structure to get that jig. But I like that lake a lot. Yeah, but I fished the Mid Lake area, and on both sides of the lake, I found good fish.
Yeah, that's kind of where I found the best. I tried way up north. They wouldn't cooperate up there yet. I mean, I found a few whitefish up there, but nothing that I felt like would contend. As a matter of fact, when that wind picked up, I was like, we'll run up there and see if we can find 1 or 2 in there because I figured that's what it's going to take to win it. And we dug through there and caught 3 or 4, but nothing to help.
Yeah, but that Friday, the first thing I did was scan right there by the ramp because I'm gonna tell you, most ramps. People will launch and they boom, I'm running. They don't never fish that stuff that's right there by the ramp. And sometimes it'll hold up. I'm telling you, man, that Lake Houston, Ponderosa boat ramp, or even waterside, man, you can get right there in the river channel and catch a good limit. I'm talking right there.
The other tournament before that one, I never left the cove till 11 o'clock. Never even left the cove we launched in.
Yep. It works. Most people, once they launch, they want to go run their boat for a little bit. Then we gonna fish. Now I'm going fishing. I'll run my boat later on. But on Limestone, I found some good fish down by the dam too. But I started to work my way north. But when I found them fish Mid Lake, I was like, yeah, I don't need to go nowhere else. Yeah, that's a good lake, man. I still didn't break the 2 pound mark, but that Friday I know I seen some fish that was 2+. But I didn't. I don't know whether they were buried way deep in the structure or what. But I cast to a few fish Friday, and the other fish you shine at a pile and it's just lit up on top. Get out there that Saturday morning and. At first I thought I was going to struggle. Then I started to say, man, I'm looking at this structure. So I got out there and just started, panning that trolling motor, looking at different angles, and finally found seen them fish off in the structure. I was like, okay, I can fish you. I'm used to that. And that's what helped out.
Let me ask y'all fellas something. This is a little change of subject. I got JJ here. I know he tied jigs. I'm trying to get serious about tying jigs again. Now, using that whipping tool, that's a whole nother story. I got to teach myself how to do that. But I'm trying to get the right product. Is there a
You didn't
place
find
here?
DJ Kelly?
You sent me that, and I looked on Amazon. Should I search DJ Kelly?
Yeah, you gotta search the seller, DJ Kelly. You gotta do a search for the seller. I forget how
Okay.
you do it, but you can search for the search for you don't put it in the search bar, it won't pull up because that's just product.
Gotcha.
You got to search for the seller. That's why I used to get all my stuff from.
Okay, but you don't know of any local place like I know
Bass
someplace like
Pro
a
sells
Grizzly
some.
Jigs.
What's that other place over there on 45?
Unlimited tackle.
Oh yeah, Fishing Unlimited.
Yeah,
Okay, I've
Unlimited
been there a
fishing
couple of
tackle or something
times.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
they have some up in the Woodlands. There's Orbis, if they're still there. They have some. But yeah, I mean, I've ordered it from Fish USA. Get it from Barlow's, I think it is. There's a few places out there. Something local, you're only going to get a minimal. You're not going to get all of everything that you can possibly find on the internet, but you could get a good start to,
You can look up Barlow's too. I mean, you still have to order it. Barlow's got time material.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, if you want the jig heads, also, and they have the molds if you wanted to make your own jig head with it too on Barlow's. I used to order some stuff on there.
Yeah, that's where I get on my molds.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get into. I've been dreading it for several years. I think I'm gonna get me a mold to get into it and get me the pot, lead pot, and
Yeah. I enjoy it. I do it just for myself, and you know what?
yeah,
I don't have to order anything online. I can come out here and get in the shop and just do a bunch of heads and then powder coat them and then go tie them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that Crappie Fest last year, I ended up winning. I think it's $100 worth of Cyclops jigs. Man, they got some good heads in them too. That's a lot of jig heads. I break a lot of them off, but that's still a lot of jig heads. $100 worth of jig heads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I recommend them.
and Major
They
Brown
got
just
good
brought
hooks
up
in them too.
that's another good place too. Is Woods and Water. They have a lot of material. Chenille and all they have a lot of stuff.
Great.
So I got a question for you. What kind of tail material are you gonna use? What you use, JJ?
I got some synthetic, but I got foxtails and I got bucktails. It's pretty much. I don't use feathers.
Oh, okay. What do you type?
Yeah, I mean, I piddle with it. I tie my own only because I'm trying to save money. But yeah, I got a bunch of squirrel tails just from around the yard here. One squirrel tail lasts 40 jigs, and I just
you ever
dyed them.
dyed or you just use the same?
Yeah, I dye them.
Okay.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
Well, two colors. I dye chartreuse or purple. About the only two colors I dye, or I use natural colors.
Yeah.
But
I'm real big on hackle. It takes probably three times the time to tie it in. You got to cut the feather and all of that. But I have really good success with it if I'm using a hand tie. That is something I don't know what it is about that, but I've used marabou and I don't get the output, and I've used bucktail before, but I don't get the output. I mean, I just don't get the reaction from the fish like I do on that on the feather.
I know it sounds faded. I've been using a lot of the spinnerbait skirts. You could buy them, and just throw
the rubber.
Flash, and I throw a little bit of rubber in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It seemed to hold it out a little better.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like, but that hackle, it makes a really skinny rat tail, and I don't know if that tickles them. I mean, I'm quite sure all of it probably tickles them, but I don't know. I just had better success with hackle.
Oh, and honestly, I'll tie some up without tail material. It'll have tail material, but it's gonna be the Not the Chanel, but just the flash.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just use the flash to it, and it works good too.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's all in what you got confidence in. You know,
That's what it's all about. It's what that crappie will eat that day.
Yeah. You know, I went out to my last video. I put 20 nice ones in the boat, and I couldn't get another bite on that same jig. I had to switch it to get the last 5.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm seeing that a lot on Houston, man. I'm talking about you can get the jig to them, get them to stand up, and they'll stand up and look and just
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, I get 2 or 3 fish to do them. I gotta change. I can't stand them. Yeah, Major Brian. I was telling him about DJ Kelly. Oh, you say it's not on Amazon? Oh, he must be on eBay then. But I told you it's been years since I've ordered any Chanel. It may be eBay that he's on.
Okay.
Well, guys, if I see you guys Saturday, it'll be awesome. I'm gonna try and make it, but I gotta get my butt to bed.
Yeah, I
with you guys.
Be up at 4. That's gonna be here in a little bit. So
Yeah,
Right.
I appreciate y'all coming on, man. I really do.
No, absolutely.
Look forward to Saturday.
Yes, sir. Me too.
All right. Y'all be good.
All right.
See ya.
Likewise.